Hello, my friends. So, today we are going to analyze a simple LR subs configuration. Like when we have one sub at each side of the stage, okay? So, I'm going to start by preparing our two subs, right? I'm going to imagine 8 meters stage. So I'm going to move this up here 4 meters from the origin 0 point, and the other one the same but negative. So excuse me, this is there, and we changed sub number 1. Now I will move sub number 1 to -4. So this right will be the stage in between the two speakers, the two subwoofers, and we see that the 0 line where the mics are located, it is the central line. And as we know, here in the central line we have no comp filtering, right? If we see any of the simulations at any frequency, we will see that always there is a good color on that line. See, no matter the frequency, we have no problems like yellow or green on that central line. And that central line is where usually the front of house engineer will put himself, so he will not hear what's going on in other place, right? If we look at the frequency response while we move the speaker, we will see a gain on frequency. We will see a very even gain on the frequency response, but very similar to what we have on microphone number 2. Okay, so the problem with this kind of sub configuration is, the dips, the cancellations, the comp filtering resultant. So let's see what happens in front of this. We will going to do a virtual walk, and let's see what happens if I'm just at the middle of the subs and I start moving. Look what happens. Whoa, look at that. That doesn't look very nice, right? And as I walk through the audience area, we will see that comp filtering bothering. Okay, it's interesting. This is what every one of us has listened when on a LR configuration. Other thing that we can analyze is that, for example, if I go near to one of the sides, I will have a kind of even response. The red response is kind of even. It's kind of similar to the microphone number 2. Okay, this is because the speaker number 1 is very near. We are near to that one, so the sound coming from the sub number 1 is much stronger than it gets from speaker number 2. If we go with the microphone like very near, we will see, of course, a real high frequency response. And we will see what happens if I turn off the sub number 2. If I turn off the sub number 2, we see that the frequency response does not change much. Okay, this is again because the power coming, the sound SPL coming from the subwoofer number 1 is very much stronger than the sub number 2. So we could maybe call this area near the sub number 1 kind of an isolation area, maybe in words of Bob McCarthy book, right? Or if I'm near the sub number 2. So this people is not very affected by the comp filtering, the people that is near to one of the subs. Okay, but if I go near to the center, that's the problem. Look at that. Look at that dip. I learned it once on the university that the kick, the strong of the kick drum is on the 100 hertz. So this guy who is there is going to be like, I don't hear nothing about the kick, about the bass of the kick sub, right? But the other guy that is here, it will say like, whoa, the kick drum was extremely good, but some notes of the bass guitar were not too good, and that's because, as we see here, we have a cancellation there just in 63. So that's it. That are the problems with this old and very used configuration. This is how it will vary over frequency. And of course, if the guy at the front of house place will say, hey, I hear everything good, yeah, but you should walk around and see something different. That's for today. This is the sub system app with this new function that I think is real cool. Apart from the collection of new models, right? New models,